Our New York Post Knicks beat writer Steph Bonnie is on to talk about all the storylines heading into the Knicks Game 4 matchup against the Pacers. Steph, Game 3, bro. Still trying to recover from that one. Steph's out in Indiana right now getting ready for Game 4. Thanks for hopping on with us. You wrote in one of your articles on the Post website that tonight's Game 4 is the biggest moment of Tom Thibodeau's head coaching career. The Knicks can only tie this series up with the win, and it's not like they're closing the series out with the win. So why is this Game 4 his biggest moment?
Well, it's the furthest he's ever coached as a head coach. Now, he did win a title as an assistant with the Celtics, but as a head coach, this is the furthest he's coached in the calendar in his career. And the last time and the only other time he was in the conference finals was way back in 2011. That was his first season as a head coach with the Chicago Bulls. And they were playing prime LeBron James in that one against the Miami Heat, and they really didn't have a shot. This one, they really do have a shot. And this is the game. This is the game where it's like, all right, if you lose now, you're down 3-1, you're probably going to lose this series. If you win this game, you go back home tied 2-2, you are the favorite to advance to his first NBA Finals of his career. This is a man who basically dedicated half his life to becoming a head coach, then spent 14 years trying to get back to this platform of the conference finals. So listen, he's not going to talk about what it means for him personally, but this is, to me, the biggest game of his career so far.
And to win that, he's going to need Jalen Brunson on the court. I know they go on runs when Brunson is off the court, but the Pacers are targeting this man when he's on defense, and that's getting him in foul trouble. So Thibs' biggest adjustment in my eyes, how does he keep Jalen Brunson on the court and out of foul trouble?
I mean, listen, I think a lot of that is just Jalen being disciplined. It's all, I mean, they're attacking him. They knew that a lot of teams attack Jalen Brunson. He's the weakest perimeter defender in the starting lineup. It's going to happen. It's happened for a long time. Jalen Brunson just needs to be more disciplined. And I think you don't really scheme against that. You just rely on the captain to not foul. And he said it yesterday. I think there are some things that, maybe go to a zone every once in a while. That might be something that Tom Thibodeau might think of. He's never done it in the past. Could it be something that he brings out of the bag in Game 4? I don't know, but that's something that you can maybe think about. Otherwise, it's really just on Jalen Brunson to be more disciplined. Foul trouble has become a recurring theme for him right now, and obviously, they'd like to have him on the court. It worked out in Game 3. Him not being on the court, they actually played better. I thought it helped unlock Cat in the fourth quarter, but that's not something you want to rely on, is Jalen Brunson not being on the court.
Yeah, they had the luxury of having DeLon Wright came off the bench and had himself a nice little run, held his own, and kind of helped spark the Knicks to go on that run. He only had 2 points and 1 assist, but again, his defense was something that stuck out not only on the broadcast, but you saw the fan base talking about him and commenting on it throughout the game. So you think that he just earned himself Cam Payne's minutes off the bench?
Um, no. I think what happened was in Game 3, there was just Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble and Miles McBride was in foul trouble. And the thing about the campaign, they have Miles McBride, who's a great two-way player. I thought he's been having a tremendous series. So you're going to want him on the court as much as possible, and that's going to be the case if he's not in foul trouble. If he's in foul trouble, then yeah, we're going to see some DeLon Wright maybe. Landry Shamet, I think, is somebody you can go to for campaign minutes if you want offense. But listen, we'll see. I mean, he could go back to DeLon Wright if defense is an issue. I think it's a question of whether they need offense for those campaign minutes, and then you could look at Landry Shamet, or if you need defense, and then you look at DeLon Wright.
Cat had his big moment, Game 3, 20 points in the fourth. Who do you think is primed for his moment, Game 4?
Cat had his big moment. His moment. I mean, listen, it's tough for me to say other than Jalen Brunson has been the guy, and it's tough to bet against him having the ball in his hands when it matters most. He had a terrible game, 3, and he was in foul trouble. He was shooting poorly, and yet he still came up with the biggest bucket of the game.
Yep.
Granted, he airballed the next shot. It was a tough shot at the end of the shot clock. after he was the inbounds guy. But, he still buried that shot before. He then buried the clutch free throws to ice the game. So, yeah, listen, I always look at Jalen Brunson as the guy. Now, that wouldn't be a breakthrough performance. He's done it before. But if I were betting and saying who's going to have the biggest performance of game 4, I'd say it's Jalen Brunson.
Okay. King of New York. All eyes are going to be on this game 4. I hope they come back with this series tied up. Steph Bonnie, man, have a good time out there today, and we'll see you in a couple days, man.
All right, man.